brewery that wants to engage in the community. That's really important to us. We champion staff welfare. We were the first brewery in the country to be living wage accredited, and obviously we care hugely about beer and bringing people together, and so quality and consistency are sort of important words for us and things that we sort of hold ourselves accountable to. We also have 2 hospitality spaces. We have a pub in Hackney called the Pembury Tavern, which is near Hackney Downs, and a tap room at the brewery itself. And we can invite the public down. It's incredibly important. I've lived in Hackney for I think 15 years now, and that's the only place I've lived in London. And often weeks go by when I don't have a need to leave Hackney. There's everything that I need is in the local community, and I love that. It's become sort of a village almost, a village feel, but in a big city. And it's really important. It's really creative. There's lots of independent businesses, lots of cafes, and just really good culture, basically. I had worked at a previous brewery, East London Brewing Co. I was there for about 1.5 years. But before that, I worked in hospitality, managing pubs and bars for a long time. I studied chemistry and law at university and never really found a niche for it. But many years later, I did. And I think I was just attracted to the industry by just people. It's a really passionate industry. A lot of people really care about it, and it's a really friendly industry. A lot of our sort of would-be competitors are friends of ours. They're more peers, and we sort of collaborate with each other, and it's just a fascinating industry. I think I'll start with the toughest, because I think that's an easy one for us, which has been the last 2 years of COVID and having pubs and bars forced shut by government for good reason, but there was not much support for our industry, and pouring hundreds of litres of beer down the drain was not a good feeling, but there was nothing we could do about it. And there was an impact on the wider team, and I think I'm not ashamed to say that when they announced the furlough scheme, it brought a tear to my eye that I felt like there was some security for us and for our staff, and it was a really difficult time. And it doesn't feel like it's fully behind us, but we're still heading in the right direction, and things are still improving. And I think that's really important and welcome. I think in terms of sort of the best time, we've won some great awards over the years for our beer, but also as a company, we won some living wage awards. We were Brewer of the Year last year, and just have other people recognise that is a great feeling and something great to share with the team and the wider community. I think we are still recovering from COVID, and we're not taking anything for granted at the moment. I think we had a fairly modest forecast for this year, where we wanted it to be realistic, but also some wiggle room in case who knows what may happen. And I think we will continue that into next year. We're an ambitious company, and we would like to grow. At the same time, we recognise that there's a cost of living crisis happening, and also the energy crisis is going to impact us massively as well. So, but continue to grow and continue to champion community and consistency and quality and all those key things. Yeah, I think what inspires us is just the great group of similarly minded people that live in the area in spaces that, people that use spaces like this, and the other businesses that might not be in our industry but are similar. I'm thinking of coffee roasteries and the amazing restaurants, and I think that's quite inspiring. And we've done some collaborations outside of the beer world with releasing a beer with Climpsons and Sons, just on a very small scale, and they're across the road. And
coffee infused
beer? Basically, wow. Yeah. And we've done other things like that. And it's always inspirational to sort of be surrounded by people that champion independence and quality as well. And I think that's really important. For us, it's actually been quite difficult because we're we're not a big brewery by any means, but we need quite a lot of space, and that's harder and harder to find in London and central London. And I think we're really lucky with the space that we have, and I can't think of any bigger spaces in Hackney that are available really to our sort of industry. So that's a difficulty, but at the same time there's a great opportunity here, and I think the residents as well tend to sort of appreciate the same things that we do as well. Yeah, it's really difficult at work to sort of take yourself out of the work environment and all the people that are there, and always someone has a question or something or other, and it's great to be able to come here for a few hours and just those distractions are out the window, and we have an opportunity to sort of focus on what we're doing and also reflect on the business as well from a sort of slightly, a physically step back but also sort of mentally step back point of view. I think we've actually been really lucky in that we've always had the same ideas and values for what the business should be. We might disagree about sort of smaller elements, beer styles and stuff, but they're not really, there's no big consequence to that. And I think just being on the same wavelength and having the same values is really important, it's crucial really. Anything else can be worked out. I'm more sort of on the production side of the business, making sure that the beer is the best quality it can be and costs are under control and that sort of thing, whereas Ed, my co-founder, would be more sort of on the marketing and sort of sales side. Yeah. It's really important to sort of keep focused, or just generally keep focused on what you're trying to achieve, but also on what you care about. So quality for us is really important, and I think, it's easy for us to sort of, or has been easy in the past to sort of chase after sales where quality wasn't at risk, but certainly, not necessarily the best thing for the business, or you're trying to speed things up where actually it's not the right thing to do. And I think keeping hold of great people is proving more and more important, and staff turnover and staff retention is something that we're looking more and more at. Recruitment has seemed tougher, certainly in the last sort of 18 months. I think we're still going through the journey ourselves and what to do. We're looking at our employee perks package and what might be missing from that and what we can look to improve on. And it's a journey, and I'm not sure we'll ever get to the end of it, but we'll keep trying. Employees have more of a choice of companies to work for, and you have to attract the right ones.
Everything's changed. Greg, would you rather travel back in time or into the future?
Oh, that's a great question. I'm going to say back in time. And I'm going to say that because the history fascinates me, and there's a lot of history that I would love to I think we have these ideas in our head of what it might be like, but actually I don't think it was like that at all, and I would love to sort of see some of that for myself. Don't get me wrong, the future fascinates me as well, but I'm slightly terrified by it at the same time.
So would you rather a 4-day week with the inevitable, perhaps longer days?
Yeah.
Would you prefer kind of more spread out 6-day weeks with shorter?
4-day week, I think. Yeah, I have a 4-month-old baby, and I think appreciating the sort of time at home, I'll be willing to work harder for 4 days and have that extra day at home.
Would you rather be chronically underdressed or overdressed?
Probably more relaxed generally, but that being said, I do like to sort of dress up occasionally as well for the right occasion, yeah.